Morning, everybody. Today's May 4th on our home build 2021. You can see I'm standing next to a pretty big hole. That's gonna be for our septic. Still got to go that way about another 12 more feet, and but that's the bottom. You can see I started stepping it down, make it a little more safe so that things don't collapse. I probably need to dig out the shelf just a little bit more, just trying to get it below the 4-foot mark for stepping and that sort of thing. So as long as nobody goes in the hole, it's safe. You don't have to step it, but I do know I'm gonna have to get down there to install the gravel for the pad there at the bottom. So the goal today, digging the septic. That's our goal. So yesterday, a little update for what went on yesterday. Ran out of storage room on my GoPro, my SD card, and so therefore didn't get quite enough shots. I was kind of hoping to get that and the geo grid that I had up on the apron up at the entryway. So, but I did get the rock down for the entryway, got geogrid up there, kind of made it a little bit more of a level transition going into the street. Got that compacted with the roller, and then as well as our little extension to our parking area. Got that rock down, and then as well as another load and a half of 3/4 minus, because I know during construction this road's gonna get, this driveway is going to get a little tore up, so I need some rock to help kind of maintain it. And then as well as I got some open rock. That open rock, if you're wondering what that's for, is to backfill around the sides of the septic. Okay, it's self-compacting, that's what they say, but it is. And so I'm going to put that in and around towards the bottom. As it gets about halfway, that's when I'm going to start bringing in the native soil and compacting that around it. But down underneath it, I can't get in there and get a good solid compaction around it. So that's what the open rock's for. And make a layer in between of the geofabric, just so it's not filtering all those fines down into it. Probably doesn't really matter, other than things will start settling a little more. Trying to help avoid that. And yeah, so dig that out. It's gonna take, well, it's probably gonna take about half the day today, getting that all prepped and ready. And we're gonna get started. If you like my channels, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Northwest Carpenter. If you want to see any of the other videos from my home build, I try to do a day-to-day video on what's happening. You're going to see throughout the process all the different phases of construction, with some video footage as well on it. Let's see. And then as well as any of the work that I'm doing myself. So I try to do as much as I can. I'm a carpenter. I've been a carpenter for going on 23 years now. So I did the math right. And then as well as in high school as well. So more so. Yeah, so I like doing things myself. I like getting my hands dirty. I like saving money. And I like doing things right. So I try my best to do the things the right way, the way they're supposed to be. And like you're doing right now, you're trying to learn along the way of the process of how things are put together. So when it comes to equipment for a septic, don't go small, go big. Okay, lots of dirt to move, plus it's that reach that you need as well, safely. You're going to be right up next to the hole. You can see how that boom is all the way extended out and in a safe location where it's not going to tip down into the hole. So yeah, I try my best to let you know all the steps along the way so that you're learning and being informed. now I'm ready to get started. So let's get to work. Alright, we're back in the seat of things. I think I'm gonna move over a little bit and scratch out this other side of my hole. Starts to narrow and wedge down towards the boom, so I got moved over and dug a little bit more out of this side right here, and it's still starting to narrow in, so I got to be conscious of that. I'm gonna move over to this other side and scratch that out. Out there on that end, that's where the ATT system and the pump chamber is, so it can be just a little bit narrower. And but this area where the tank's gonna be, I want to make sure I have that 10-foot wide area. So go ahead, move over. A bit of moisture. Last night it rained a little bit, which is not a bad thing at all. We need that rain. I like to have when I'm up against a hole like this, I like to have my blade in the front. You know, it's the safest way, and it helps keep it from tipping and that sort of thing. So I'm sure you're kind of aware of that sort of thing. So I'm gonna twist the boom just a little bit. Right now I'm crooked just a little bit, so I'm gonna straighten out just a little bit, because otherwise I'm gonna be digging kind of the opposite way. I kind of need to be right up against that hole, hoping that you can see. I can't see quite straight underneath, so I gotta kind of play it by eye. And with this ripper bucket, I can, because the one tooth sticks out a little further than the others, I can kind of scratch and work my way down as I'm scratching that one tooth. It's pretty amazing what that one tooth, how much pressure that tooth can handle. But, so I'm working my way down from the top. Can't work your way down from the bottom. Up. Start at the top, way down. Making sure I keep my soils separate. Got kind of the clay and decomposed rock. And you might be able to see better than I can. Angle of the camera. Try my best to limit how many small scoops I pull out, because it's just that many more I need to turn, dump. So the more full bucket loads you get, like that, this clay, if you really scoop it hard, you're really packing it into that bucket, and that's definitely something you don't want to do in clay, because it's hard to get out of it. So, like right now, I can't see where my tooth's at, so I'm just kind of going by feet of soil that I had to fill back in. About 2 feet of soil that I had to fill back in so I could get out there and reach, because I wasn't deep enough at first. That looks like pretty good soil, a little bit of clay-ish mixture. Ooh, a lot of clay mixture. So here's kind of another view of my joysticks. So the right joystick, if you're pulling backwards, then your main boom goes up like this. Pull straight back, goes up. Push forward, goes down. To the right, tips the bucket, and to the left, curls the bucket up. Okay. Your left joystick, push it forward, the arm goes out, and pull back, the arm comes in. If you do both out together, kind of go down and out. The right speed makes you boom out and down. Okay, so my left joystick, if I go to the left, I swing to the left. To the right, swings it to the right. And then I got a thumb out there, which this button right here, to the left, to the right, curls down, left, goes up. And it only got so far that it can curl down. Then it maxes out. You got to curl your bucket. But keep in mind, it curls so far, you're going to be putting pressure on your thumb. Okay? Especially if I come up, I start curling in, it's going to be putting a lot of pressure on it. Since I don't need it, so I'll just keep it right out of the way. So, not as far as I can reach, so I'm going to kind of curl a little bit and try to bring it to me flat. And then the closer I get, I got to curl like I'm dumping it. When I get right close. See, as I spin around, ooh, that one. Alright, look at all that still coming out. Stuck in there. Oh, I thought it was going to be packed in. So, I got lots of loose stuff down there, so I'm just going to work on keeping it flat, coming straight to me. I'm trying to maintain an elevation at the bottom of that bucket. Even if I'm a little high with the bucket, maintaining it is good practice. And then, because when you do curl your bucket, it also changes the elevation too if you just sit in one spot and curl it. Some other good videos out there on it. Really what it's going to take is getting on it. So like right now I can't even hardly see my bucket at all. So it's just due to practice of other work that I did that I can see. I kind of know what the bucket's doing. And you just kind of got a feel for it. Each time that when I'm spinning around, I can see better as I get a little closer to the edge as I spin. So like right now, take a look and say, okay, I have an idea where I want to dig next, or where I want to grab a bucket full. Kind of more on the left side. closest to me, elevations if you're wanting to know. The septic tank is 54 inches tall. It needs to be covered by 12 inches of soil. Okay, so that would be 66 inches. And then you need to have about 4 inches of gravel. So that's 70 inches. Closest to me, this closest corner, because this to the left side of me is the low spot. And then as it gets to further on that end, it's going to be deeper. Oh, I forgot. Actually, I step up. So I was trying to maintain an elevation down there. Might end up being a foot too low. Well, I just checked it, and sure enough, wasn't paying attention. Too busy talking. About 9 inches lower than I want to be on this end. That ATT and pump chamber are going to be a foot lower than the septic tank. And if I lower the septic tank a little bit to just because, then that also means the ATT system goes down a foot. So what the septic said is I could be buried anywhere from a foot to 3 feet. So they got the tops of their access clean outs and that sort of thing. That's the lengths that they have. And I might grab that other side now. Straighten that other corner. Turned one direction, your center of gravity really changes. So when you reach way out, and you're on a slope, something to think about. Could very easily tip you. So there, it's about a half a bucket. So I'm gonna go out, and I'm only gonna do like time. It's only 9:30. Got out here a little late because I had to pick up that trencher. And I gotta tell myself, alright, don't dig so far down. Right, there's just more gravel, more money, and more that I gotta compact. So that's probably more important than anything, is the compaction part. Get thicker. Can't do it all at once, otherwise you don't have good compaction. Alright, so I'm going to curl my bucket, try to reach as far as I can, and all that loose stuff, bring it right to me. There is some shovel work that I'm going to have to do down in there. Kind of nice, I can actually see a little better too. When the boom is turned like this. So I'm going to show you. So there's a lever right here on my right side. It raises and lowers my blade up. So if I pull back, lifts up, push forward, goes down. Okay, and then we got these little levers right here. They also work by feet. Okay, and what they do is the one on the right controls the right track. The one on the left controls the left. If you pull them together, slide over. So I'm sideways right now. If you push forward on one, you kind of twist, pull back, you pull them together, you just sit there and spin, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to pull back here some, because I want to get closer to this edge here, kind of more in line. And you can see my bucket way in, there's a white line right there. So trying to do a little bit at a time, break up this soil close to me, trying not to do too much, otherwise it's just going to rip up the ground real close to me. And as you can probably see right about now, is that I can't see where the edge is. So it's kind of more or less you're feeling it. And as I spin around, I'll kind of get a better look at it. It looks to me like it's still